Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I wanted to go over some things about phals and repotting with you all. I've had a lot of beginners ask me about repotting their Phalaenopsis orchids, and I thought I'd go over with you what times of the year are the best times of the year to repot your phals. So with this Phalaenopsis, I bought it at the beginning of December. Normally, I don't buy phals when it's really cold, but it was 65 degrees the day that I bought this phal. What I always do is I place them down in a big box that covers the entire orchid, and I'll place a plastic bag over the spray of flowers. And then I bring it home, unpack it, and normally that really helps to prevent bud blast on your phals. As you can see here, I didn't have any bud blast on this beautiful spike of flowers. So normally in the springtime, if I brought this home, I would repot it, but this is not the time of year to repot. The best time to repot your Phalaenopsis orchids is in the spring. Once you start seeing new roots grow, that's the time to repot your phals. If they're in moss or in bark, that's what I would recommend, is springtime. In the summer, your roots are going to be growing at a rapid rate, and it's good to go ahead and get them in new media in the spring. So in the summertime, I don't normally repot in moss or bark, and I'll tell you why. Usually the new roots are about an inch or two long at that time, and they're very easy to break off. So that's the time when you're just watering them through the summer so that those roots will grow. And then in the early fall, that's another good time to repot your Phalaenopsis orchids, if for some reason you didn't get around to them in the springtime. So that's the best time to repot your Phalaenopsis orchids, is in the spring. Okay, so how about your phals in water culture? What's the best time to place those in water culture? I'm gearing this towards mainly beginning orchid growers, and so I kind of feel like I need to pause right here and say, if you are a brand new orchid grower, I don't suggest water culture for beginning orchid growers. I receive so many messages from people who grow in water culture, and I've noticed that beginners really struggle with water culture. What I would suggest you do is that you learn to grow in bark or in moss first, or whatever media you prefer and that is best for your environment. But these are not easy to grow in water culture. Some of them do fine in water culture, and some of them don't like it at all, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. I wonder if it's just the genetics of the plant. But if you're a beginner, give yourself time to just learn how to grow your orchids first, because water culture is not the easiest growing method at all. I've been growing now for almost 15 years. And so I wanted to give it a try. But as far as for beginners, it's a difficult growing method until you learn how to grow orchids. Now, if you're growing in water culture and you're having good success, here's what I found for myself about water culture and converting them. I converted one of my phals in the winter as a type of an emergency repotting. It just really needed to be repotted. And I converted it to water culture in November. I had to put it back in moss pretty quickly. It just did not work. I'll tell you why. There's really not any root growth, not much anyway, during the winter months. That's normally when maybe there's some leaf growth and the spikes are growing, but the roots aren't doing anything much, and so you're more likely to lose roots when you convert over the winter months. So let me make that mistake for you. I don't recommend converting Phalaenopsis orchids over to water culture or any other orchid during the cold winter months. I've converted them in the spring and in the summer and in the early fall, and they've done fine. But I don't recommend wintertime. I really had a hard time. The roots just kept rotting on me, and it was a very difficult thing. So that one is now in moss and doing very well, and it's very happy. I'm happy to report. So I just thought I would give you a heads up on that with your water culture phals as well. And I've had some of you ask me when is a good time to repot your Dendrobium Phalaenopsis orchids. The same time that you do your phals. The springtime is the best time to repot your Dendrobiums. And my Cattleya, interestingly enough, the roots on this Cattleya grow in the fall. As you see, I've got new root growth here everywhere, and it's December. So when I repot this one, I'll try to do it around the 1st of September because these roots, they actually start growing in September. I know that just from growing this for so very long. I've had this plant for 11 years now. And I just wanted to thank you all for all of your kind and wonderful comments that you leave on my channel for me. They make my day, and I hope that you all are just highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed. And we'll talk to you all next time.